welcome here to a very special edition of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Heritage Hill Studios. I am here in this Dolphin Dive in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the LeMoyne College Dolphins. Casey Filiault is here with us, the new addition to Nick DiPillo's LeMoyne women's basketball staff. Very excited about this, excited to break the news and share it with you, and now excited to allow you the opportunity to get to know Casey from Casey. So with that being said, Casey, how are we doing this morning?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And you and I got to talk a little bit off the air, so I got to see your personality, smile, like happy, have you always been lean on the positive side type of person?
Definitely. Yeah. I think positive energy really carries over into everything I do. You bring positive energy to the court, to your players. They feel that, and they're just going to play with that positivity, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And your passion for basketball, I want to go back to the beginning for you. What brought you to basketball initially?
It's a funny story, actually. I think it all starts with Nick. I joined his AAU team, the Center Jersey Hawks, about 14 years ago when I was 11 years old. And he kind of taught me at such a young age so much about the game. And I've forever thankful to him for that. I've learned just about everything about the game at such a young age. And he's just been there for me every step of the way.
So you said that, so many years ago you joined his AAU. So that far back when you're a kid growing up to fast forward to today where you're an adult and Nick is looking at you saying, I want you to be a part of my staff. I want you to be a part of what I'm doing here at LeMoyne. How surreal and at the same time kind of amazing is that to play for him so many years ago as a kid and then have him see something in you that makes him want to have you as a part of his leadership team?
Yeah, it's really a full circle moment. Since this came out, so many of our AAU teammates have been reaching out, and they're like, "Oh my God, like no way, this is so cool! Like you and Nick together, like awesome." So it really is a full circle moment, and I couldn't have been, I couldn't be more thankful. And I really run out of words to talk about it because it really is a special moment. I can't thank Nick enough. I'm always going to be thanking Nick. I think I do that. But he's an awesome person, and he's done so much for me.
What happened in the in-between of playing for him in AAU and the moment that we're here today? Bring me into basketball in the in-between.
Yeah. So when Nick left our Central Jersey Hawks program for Seton Hall, we stayed in contact. We were always chatting, always catching up. He then got the head coaching job at Scranton, and I was playing at Kane. And when I got the GA job at DeSales, my first game was actually against Scranton when Nick was the head coach there. So again, like another full circle type of moment, and then it's been history from there.
So going up against him, what was that experience like?
He should have gotten teed up that game. I will say that.
What? So
no,
break.
It was awesome.
Now I want to know what did he do in this game? Because the thing is, getting to know Nick, I can tell that he's got that fire. He has that passion, but he also has that just kind heart, and he's there for the people that he truly trusts and believes in. So I see this Nick where it's like you can trust this guy. If he's in your corner, he's in your corner. And now you're telling me there's also this piece of Nick that can get to. I want to know, what did he like? What happened? Paint the picture. Was he red in the face? Is this man yelling out there? Like I gotta know.
I can't remember the exact moment, but I just remember looking over there at the other time, being like, "Tee this guy up right now." It was a close game. Like, the Scranton ended up pulling out the win, but I was just looking over, like, "Come on, give it to him already!" Like,
did they give it to him?
No, he never got it.
He never got a tee. So was he yelling and screaming? Was he just?
He was probably just saying something to the refs.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Because I feel like I can see, and I'm gonna ask you this as someone who is now on the coaching staff at LeMoyne, is there, and I ask coaches this over the years. I've asked this question, and it's interesting to get the answers. Is there a time in a game that you feel, whether maybe it's during the season and the team is struggling, or in a game, is there a time for a coach, a good time, to get a technical, to ignite a team, to let a team know I'm here for you, to show the team like, hey, something needs to change in this moment, I'm trying to get through to you? Is there a moment where it can be good to get a technical foul?
At times, maybe. I think it's also put you at a disadvantage because it can be a big point swing with the team. So you have to be careful in the moment that you do it in. But if you need that fire, sometimes it could be okay. I don't always agree it's the best way to do things. But could be instances where it could be beneficial as well. We will try to sway away from any Tuesday.
Over under on Nick DiPillo getting one technical in his first season.
I'm gonna say hopefully none. Hopefully none.
Fair enough. Having fun here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora this morning inside the Heritage Hill Studios. This edition of the Dolphin Dive with Casey Filiault here with us, joining the staff at LeMoyne. LeMoyne itself, when you think about the school, obviously your connection with Nick is there, but what is it about LeMoyne that intrigues you?
Yeah, I mean, it's an absolutely great academic school, beautiful campus, great location. And then again, the opportunity to get to work with Nick, Katie, and Maya, just absolutely phenomenal basketball minds, but even better people as well. But again, back to the academics and the location, there's just so many great qualities to LeMoyne.
And, this team has had a lot of success in recent history. They have found their way to the postseason in multiple years, and in Division II being in the NCAAs, then in their first year in Division I being the second team in the NEC, 14-2 record in the conference. The only loss that Sacred Heart, who's not going to be a part of the conference, but the only loss that they took last year, 15-1, was to LeMoyne on their court at Sacred Heart. And then LeMoyne plays in the championship game in the NEC. They can't go to the NCAAs due to NCAA reclassifying rules, so they go to the WNIT as an automatic qualifier and force a team to score almost 100 points to beat them. Yep. That's year one in D1 on top of multiple seasons at the NCAA tournament for Division II. What does that say to you about the program that you're walking into?
I just can't wait to get started and build on a success that they've had in previous seasons. Getting a chance to look at some of their games from last year and their style of play. It's just really exciting. I can't wait to get on the court with our players and to see what they're all about and bring our new style of play as well that Nick's been talking about. So yeah, again, I'm going to say the word excited a lot. This is all really exciting to me. So I'm just really pumped about it.
When you look at this moment for you and an opportunity to coach, prior to this, obviously you talked about playing the game. What is it about the sport of basketball that is special to you, unique to you? What spoke to you when it came to basketball in general?
I think it's honestly, for me, the relationships, the teammates I've made along the way, the relationships, the friendships I've made along the way as well. That's what makes it so special. Again, the people I've met through this such a special game, they are the absolute best, and I'm forever thankful to the game for that. Some of my best friends are from basketball, and it's really special.
So when you have these relationships and these connections, how do you connect with the student athletes now as we step forward? We're in a world where there's all the things that a coaching staff had to do, and on top of scouting, on top of doing different pieces, when you look at a staff in and of itself, you have to scout, you have to recruit, you have to sit down and have meetings, you're having practices, you're having workouts, and then you're playing games. Now you add in NIL, you add in the transfer portal, you add in the fact that realignment has made some interesting connections here to places. In the case of the NEC, Chicago State joining. which you have a Northeast Conference where all the teams are in the Northeast, but Chicago's out in Chicago and Illinois. So with all of this extra that's come in to collegiate athletics, how do you as a coach get through to student athletes when we're living in a world that sometimes can provoke a me-centric approach of, free agency when it comes to the transfer portal, NIL, I want to make myself money, I don't care about my teammates. Some of those things are happening, and I'm not saying that they're happening at LeMoyne, but they're happening in the world of collegiate athletics. How do you get through to someone in today's world and preach team, preach togetherness, and that collective that is supposed to be there?
Yeah, I think it starts at the beginning with trust and creating those relationships. Relationships take time to build. It's an everyday process. They're not just, you can't just talk to somebody every couple of days. It has to be an everyday type of thing. Something I do with my players here at Catholic, just as they're stretching. I go through the lines with them, give them a high five or fist bump, talk to them about their day. Sometimes they're longer conversations. Sometimes they're quick. Hey, what's going on? Sometimes you get into depth. Sometimes, they really let it all out and tell me everything that happened.
Yeah.
It just starts at the beginning with trust and developing those relationships, taking time and to create those.
And you said, obviously, being at Catholic, that's where you're coming from and heading to LeMoyne. So what's the experience been like at Catholic? What have you learned about yourself that can help you be a better leader as you step forward?
Yeah, I can get emotional talking about Catholic here. The people I have met here, the players I've worked with, Coach Donahue, our graduate assistant Luca, our student assistant Kat Greenhut. The people have been absolutely amazing, and I'm truly going to miss them so much. I think I've learned a lot about putting the extra work in. Our players here at Catholic, they are the hardest workers I have ever worked with. The amount of individual sessions, group sessions that we got in outside of practice, and seeing them really take their games to another level and investing in their future, to be the best versions of themselves on the basketball court. So I think that's what I've learned the most from Catholic, is just putting in that extra work if you want to be better. And really special place here at Catholic.
Yeah, we look at your time at Catholic, and to make a note here, that 2023-24 season as an assistant coach at Catholic University of America, you had a record of 26-3 as a team for the Cardinals, nationally ranked 17-1 in the Landmark Conference, and I know all about Division III, so I know the Landmark is not an easy conference to play in. It is definitely not for the faint of heart, so to speak. 17-1 in the Landmark Conference, regular season champions, conference champions for the Landmark, and you were in the NCAA Division III tournament where you came away with a victory. Bring me into this past season and being a part of that, and to really get into the fact that, I don't see divisions because I'm a Division III kid. I went to Marywood University. I got recruited D3. So D1, D2, D3, I've seen student athletes and coaches at every single division, and I have a ton of respect for the people more than the division, honestly. So when you look at the Landmark and you look at what happened this year, like I said, for me personally, I know about it because it's no small feat, because I know coaches within this. What was it like to run through this past season and have that success?
What a ride it was. We lost to two teams all year, Scranton and Washington and Lee. Both teams went to go on to the Elite Eight. So we fell a little short, but just what a ride it was. So, Landmark, like you said, it's not an easy conference. There's some really great teams in it, Scranton being one of them, Elizabethtown being another, Susquehanna as well. There's just really great talent, really great players, really great coaches. So definitely not an easy conference. We played extremely well. Unfortunately, we came up a little bit short in the conference championship game, but we still got that bid to the NCAA tournament, got our first round win, and then unfortunately fell to Washington and Lee. But it was an unbelievable season. The leadership we had this season from our players was top notch. and just super proud of the season that we had. And yeah.
And when you talk about that, you mentioned Susquehanna, one of my good friends, Gabby Holko. So
Yes, the absolute best.
yeah. So Gabby, and it was funny because I was talking with Nick, and Nick's like, "Do you know Gabby?" And I was like, "Do I know Gab? Yes, I know Gabby. I know Gabby very well. She came to my alma mater, Marywood. She was there for one season, and she like turned the ship around. So
Yep.
yeah, she incredible, and I know she's having fun out there in Susquehanna. Another reason why I know about the landmark, but." Getting into before that, you were at DeSales for a couple seasons, 49-6 overall, and looking at 31-1 record in conference play, 27-1 record at home, and the MAC Freedom Championship in 2021-22 and 2022-23, and then going to the NCAA Division III tournament, getting a win in both seasons. So you're coming off of experience as a grad assistant coach with a ton of success at DeSales, and then success at Catholic. And so to get into DeSales, when you were there as a graduate assistant coach, what did that experience do for you? How did that help you be better at Catholic? How's it going to help you be better at LeMoyne?
Yeah. Being a graduate assistant at DeSales was honestly a dream come true. As a player, I had never won a championship. So getting onto a championship level team was really special to me and something I'll always hold close to my heart. So being a graduate assistant at DeSales, you're kind of thrown into everything right away, which I love. Fred Richter is the absolute best, and he kind of trusts you right away to get started with just about everything, recruiting, scouting, you name it, you're doing it. So at such an early stage in my coaching career, I was doing so many things, and it was a great learning experience. Again, like you said, winning two conference championships and then advancing to the NCAA tournament, dream come true. Like, it was a great start to my coaching career.
Yeah, and now, like you said, you're going to join Maya Jackson and join Katie Kalinsky on this staff. How would you describe initially here Maya and Katie and what you feel like this could look like?
I'm just so impressed with their playing career, their coaching career. So I just can't wait to get started to learn from them. I have a lot to learn. I know that. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get to work in that regard. But again, like their experience, their knowledge of the game, both coaching and playing. I'm just really excited to pick their brains and just work with them.
So as we get set here, we're going to play rapid fire here in a couple minutes, where you and I get to put each other on the hot seat and have some fun with that. So Casey Filiault here with us, a new addition to Nick DiPillo's LeMoyne women's basketball staff in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with LeMoyne College, the Dolphin Dive here on Wake Up Call inside of the Heritage Hill studios. So Casey, we've spoken about the sport of basketball. To the side of getting to know your student athletes, like you had spoken about. Sometimes it's a, hey, how you doing? Sometimes it's a deeper conversation, but you talked about consistency. Consistently letting them know I'm here for you. What is your favorite part of being a coach? What's your favorite part of that interaction with student athletes? What does it do for you? What are you trying to do for them in this give and take relationship? Why be an assistant coach? Why spend all this time with the future of basketball?
Yeah, you kind of said it right there. I coach because of the relationships. So it's so incredibly important to me creating those relationships. Those relationships are going to last forever. I still talk to all of my DeSales players. I know I'm going to be talking to all my Catholic players still. So it's creating those relationships. That's really the most important part for me. Like you said, consistency. It's never just seeing them in person. It's following up through text, calls. So, yeah, it's, again, like I'll say it a lot, it's all about relationships.
How would you describe yourself as a coach?
Really calm, very calm, but also at the same time, like very energetic, positive. But I do like to remain calm. There's a lot going on, whether it be practices or games. So I think having a person that's a little steady is good to have.
I think you have to remain calm since you told me Nick can get heated. So, so if you had 3 words to describe Nick DiPillo, what would those 3 words be?
Honest, Caring. Ooh, 3. Competitive.
Competitive. What do you think LeMoyne is getting with this staff when you look at trying to build and create a positive present and an even better future to the fans, to the student athletes, to the alumni, to the community? What type of staff does LeMoyne have now for women's basketball?
I think we have great people on our staff, and people make places better. So I think you're going to get great people that are going to work really hard and take this team to new heights.
I love that. And they're on the heights is what we talked about with
Yes.
LeMoyne. So look at how you just slid that right in there, Casey. So right before rapid fire, I want to get into family here. So bring me into like your circle, your people, your family, the ones that you lean on when you get this job offer, the ones that you talk to, just that family aspect for you.
Yeah. So my mom and dad are super supportive. Always have been in my corner cheering for me, whether it be games when I was playing or throughout my coaching career. So my mom and dad, awesome, awesome people. You're gonna see them at a ton of games. And then my sister Alana, who just got married about a year ago to her husband Andrew. And then my grandma and Bob. They're biggest fans. They're gonna be also watching every single game. And texting me every time before every game, like "Good luck, Casey." And so that's my group right there.
Yeah.
And family is so incredibly important to me.
Mom, what are mom and dad's names?
Mom is Elisa and dad is Scott.
Elisa and Scott, and grandma's name?
Yeah. Nan.
Nan. So my grandparents are all up in heaven now, but I can say, I mean, obviously I have a close relationship with all of them. The closest with my mom's mom, who I call G Mama. So I want to go to Nan here for a second.
Yeah.
What is the best piece of advice that she's ever given you?
I don't know if she's ever given me advice, but I think more just the constant support that she's always giving me. And it always it just means the most to me. Her favorite emoji right now is the kissing face emoji and the heart.
Yeah.
I get at least like 5 of those a day right now.
Yeah.
But she's also my mom's mom as well, so we have a really special relationship. She's the best. I love her very much.
I feel like there needs to be a new wake up call segment called Family Emojis. And we talk about the ones that your family gives the most of. Because Nan, you said the kissing face emoji
Yes.
and the heart.
Yes.
What color heart? The red one? Or?
The red heart.
Okay.
Lots of red hearts, yes.
Okay. What do you get more of? The kissing face emoji or the red heart?
Right now it's got to be like they're going side by side. It's like, they're alternate. It's like wow, it's a lot right now. There's a lot of red on the phone right now. It's a lot.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this one. If Nick DiPillo was an emoji, what emoji do you think he would send?
Oh.
Are you looking at your phone to see if he sent one recently?
He sends the laughing face emoji a lot because we're always joking around like constantly. So I think whenever I'm around him too, I'm always laughing. So I think it's got to be the laughing face emoji.
The laughing face emoji. Okay, fair enough. I don't know if I think maybe I have gotten emojis from. I don't think I've gotten any yet from Nick.
No, not yet. You
Yeah.
will. You will.
I will. So the laughing face emoji, not a bad one to get. With that being said, we're going to jump into rapid fire. We have the opportunity to put each other on the hot seat and ask any question in the world. Could be basketball and sports related. Could be literally anything. Casey, you get to start with asking me the first question.
Okay. I'm a big sports fan, so I got to go. Like, what are your go-to teams?
All right, I'm going to run it down the line here. Here we go. NBA, Toronto Raptors, since day one.
All
NFL, Jacksonville Jaguars, since day one. Baseball, Major League Baseball, Arizona Diamondbacks, since day one. You can see my pattern that I'm not a bandwagon jumper. So I was with Arizona in 98. I was with the Jaguars and Raptors in 95. I would say, where are my other ones? So that's NFL, NBA, MLB. Soccer, since day one, Charlotte FC. They came out a couple years ago because I love the city. I love the Queen City. and I do work in Charlotte and North Carolina every year. So I'm going to say Charlotte FC for the MLS. And then WNBA is really difficult because I go back and forth. I mean, I think I know who it is. I think it's the New York Liberty, and I'm not saying that because they've done so well this season. I'm saying it because Rebecca Lobo, like day zero, and then Brianna Stewart came from Central New York. She played basketball with my cousin Sammy at CNS.
Nice.
So, I mean, I feel like I said wherever Stewie went, that I say if she went to the Liberty, I'll probably be a Liberty fan. So I feel like I'm a Liberty fan, but I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. So it's not
love
that
watching her play.
What'd you say?
I love watching her play. I've seen her play 3 times now, and all 3 of those games she scored 30 plus points. So it's really excited to watch her play.
Yeah, no, she's incredible. And so I feel like I'm a Stewie and Caitlin fan more than anything. But if I had to pick a team, I'm still like, because I thought I was Liberty, and then Caitlin got drafted, and I was like, now I think I'm Indiana. But I still think I'm Liberty. I'm just Liberty plus Caitlin Clark, I think, is what I am.
Makes sense.
So I think, yeah, because I've been a fan of Caitlin for a few years now. I would say that NHL is the Anaheim Ducks. Literally the reason, is that I am a Mighty Duck movie fan. And so Emilio Estevez and the way he coaches and the things you learn and, you know, the flying V and all that stuff, like I became a Duck fan because of that. And then I got to watch them win a Stanley Cup in 2007. So I think that hits my alls.
I think you covered them all, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, college football, Syracuse, my hometown. I have soft spots for a lot of places because I know coaches and student athletes all over the country, by the grace of God. But I would say Syracuse is first because it's my hometown. And then, you know, college basketball, it depends. That's hard because I have like really deep connections. Obviously, I love watching Syracuse growing up, but LeMoyne knows how I feel about them. So I can honestly say beyond doubt of anything that LeMoyne basketball, and I don't think anybody would fight me on this, LeMoyne women's basketball has been one of my favorite basketball programs in this country, at the top of the heap for, Gina was there 8 years, and then, so for 12 years now.
I love that. I absolutely love that answer. Great one.
And Katie can tell you, I was like, she said to me, because I try to come out to the games as often as I can, and she said to me, she goes, "You were at pretty much every single game this past season." So I do make it a point to get out there. I sit right behind your bench, so you'll know that I'm there. So I'm definitely there. I definitely, I pick my moments, but I do talk to the refs. I do.
Not you too.
Oh yeah. I'll just look at Nick and I'll be like, "Let me know when you want me to go," because I'll do it. I hit him with a little, because they don't know me, right? And I'm behind the bench. I'm not on the bench, so I can't get a technical foul. You can't get one for me. So yeah, just Casey, just look at me. Just be like, "Do it now. We need it. We need emotion." I'm not me. I don't swear, but Let me tell you something.
Let them know. You let them know. Let them know.
I let them know, like, if we're going to call it over here, let's call it over there. And there's times where the officials, I feel like, want to be noticed. They want to be part of the game. And I feel like the best officials are the ones whose names you don't know and faces you don't remember. Because there was a game last year where an official came in and I saw his face and I was like, not again. So, no, I can't. Who did, you know what I mean? And listen, to each their own, and I appreciate the profession. It's just, you remember, and you know this, you remember the officials that, you remember the people that make those calls that are very confusing. Sure. You don't remember the ones that make the good calls. You remember the bad calls for whatever reason.
Exactly. Yes. Very true.
So I feel like Nick's going, no more officiating talk. So my question back, I can say it, Nick, I can't get fined. So my question back to you, it's such a freeing feeling to know I can speak openly about officiating. But I know so many great officials. That's why I'm laughing through this thing, because I know incredible incredible coordinators of officiating at the Division I level, people that were doing Final Fours and championships. So I definitely know a great pedigree. My question back to you. All right, I want to know your teams.
I'm all Boston, actually, so I know that might not
well,
be.
Well, this interview's over. Casey, I want to thank you for being a part of the show. It's been great.
That might not be a fan favorite answer, but yeah, I'm Boston all the way through.
Okay.
Celtics, Patriots, Red Sox, and then college basketball is UConn.
So, this has been a really nice time.
Great meeting you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Just cuts to black. No, it's good. My aunt, my grandfather up in heaven, Celtic fans. Some of my closest, my little brothers, they're my cousins Nico and Miguel, but we're more like brothers, Celtic fans. My buddy Jerry, who's been supporting my career since I started in 2003 at Marywood, he's a Celtic fan. So I can understand that.
Good. They're good people. They're good people.
They are. Bruins, no issues. Red Sox, we're not going to talk about it. And Patriots, you and I will either have to discuss other things on those Sundays, or we'll have to have, we'll have to bracket out the time. 2 minutes to
I'm used to it.
Yeah. But I will say this.
I
I covered Drake May in college, so I am excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm excited for his future. We'll see what he can do.
And I want you to mark my words here. Joe Milton III will show up, even if it's a trick play or a goal line play. He will show up this season on the field.
All right, good to know.
That's my opinion. All right, what's your next question for me?
Best place to eat in Syracuse. What's your go-to spot?
This is going to get me in trouble. So I would say, I mean, I work with a lot of great businesses, and you know what? I'll say this because I picked it for Nick is Brian's Landing. So I'm going to say Brian's Landing because the culinary artistry is really incredible, and the food looks so good that you almost are like, I want to take a picture of it, and then I want to paint a picture of it and put it on my wall. But it tastes even better than it looks. So I would say from their lobster roll to the salmon flatbread that I had to the prime rib sandwich with brown sugar glaze on it to the butter cake dessert, which is hands down one of the best desserts I've ever had in my life. And I don't typically order dessert. So I would say that if you want to go to a place that makes you feel like you're on vacation and is every bit worth whatever price you pay there for whatever you get, Brian's Landing.
All right, I wrote that one down. I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah, it's out in Jamesville, so definitely go check that out.
All right.
So, okay. My question back to you, if you had to eat one food for the rest of your life, what would you eat every single day, every single meal, and never get sick of?
That's a really tough one. Because you got to think here a little bit. It's gotta be versatile, right?
Yeah.
I think I would go maybe pancakes then, because you can do a lot with it. It's not that it's my favorite food, but you can breakfast, you can eat them for every meal. You can do them differently, I guess. But it's a tough one to ask.
Yeah. I do I mix the two I love the most together. So I make like, and my dad used to do it Saturday morning. So Pops, if you're listening, he knows I appreciate it. But he would always make blueberry pancakes. I make blueberry chocolate chip mashup. So I put them together.
Yeah, you can make a dessert with them. You can make them in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Versatile.
Yeah. You can really put anything in a pancake. Literally, like anything. And see if it works. Most times it does. Sometimes you question your own reality, but I mean, I don't think people should put tuna fish in a pancake, but you can do a lot of things with pancakes. You can do a lot of things with pancakes. Tuna fish should always be by itself. So, exactly. What is your last question for me?
What made you get into this?
I mean, similar to what you said, I love people. And I love people. I love telling their stories. I love making people laugh. I enjoy, I mean, from telling people stories to making people laugh to being positive, being, I set out in my life to do things the way that I do things with God at the center, and didn't realize that being honest and not plagiarizing and making sure that like my work is my work and being unique and innovative and original and being the trendsetter, not the one who like grabs onto the trend. I I didn't know that that was atypical of the media. I didn't know that honesty, like I can't tell you how many people are like, you're so honest and you tell the truth. And I was like, yeah, I feel like that should have been a prerequisite to being in the media, but I thought that's what we're supposed to do. But yeah, I mean, I just, to me, I like being a place where people feel safe and heard. And I just want to make my world small in a good way. I want to bring great people together. I want to see everybody win. And I just love being around pleasant, happy, hardworking people that challenge me. So why not?
Love that. Love that.
My last question for you. All right, Casey, let's see here. Okay. If you could be any superhero ever created, what superhero would you choose to be? And what city, I feel like I already know this, but what city would you choose to protect?
Yeah, city one I can say right off the bat, it would be Boston. But I think if I could be a superhero, I grew up like obsessed with Spider-Man. Every like baby picture of me is like posing like this. So
Yeah.
I think I would have to say Spider-Man just for that reason alone.
I'm checking the notes that we just got here, and that is correct. That is actually the correct answer. I was Spider-Man from birth as well, and you don't know this yet, but I will tell you, I was in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the Andrew
No
Garfield
way.
movie. So I
Wow.
I was an extra, and they shot in Rochester, which is like 45 minutes outside of Syracuse, and they shot on Main Street. We shot off of Main Street, and I got to do a bunch of different things on set. I actually made it on camera in the Paul Giamatti chase scene when he crashes with the 18-wheeler. Well, the big truck that he's in, when he crashes and all of the like 40 NYPD vehicles go on top of each other. I'm coming out of the alleyway with like 4 or 5 other guys.
Nice. That's
And
pretty cool.
but I've been a Spider-Man fan forever. And in college, I did screenwriting. I actually wrote 88 pages of a script of a Spider-Man movie that I would have done. And
Nice.
I've not, how do I say it without saying it? My love for Spider-Man has only increased, and I look forward to what that future could hold.
Very cool. I picked the right answer then.
Yeah, you definitely did. And I will tell people this. I love Spider-Man. I also love Venom. I know he's an anti-hero, but so cool. And I think Tom Hardy does a pretty good job. I think the graphics of what Venom looks like on screen is pretty cool. I do have some notes for Sony that I think they forgot that they own the Spider franchise, the Spider-Verse, so they can put the actual spider on Venom's chest and not these weird white gray veins. So stop doing that. And finally bring Spider-Man into it. But yeah, if you want to get me going, my entertainment show, Superpowered Pop, I'm actually doing an episode that says, why is there no spider on his chest? There's none. Like, what, you own the rights. It's like, no, we have to do the knockoff
I never really
brand.
realized that.
Yeah,
I
it's
never
like,
realized that.
you think about it like okay, when you go to the grocery store and you can buy Fruity Pebbles, and then like Wegmans has like whatever the name of theirs is, it's like colored pebbles or rainbow pebbles because they can't call it Fruity Pebbles. That's what they're doing with Venom, but they own the rights to him. Like, you have no one's gonna sue you. It's your character to play with. And then they just made that Madam Web movie, which if you didn't see it, please, for the love, I mean, I'm not gonna ever tell. Listen, I'm sure people worked hard on the show. I think people work hard on all this stuff. I'm not saying they didn't work hard. But they put the white spider on Spider-Woman for 2 seconds. So I said, okay, so you can do the white spider. You just choose not to. And I'm as angry as Nick DiPillo at that game that you went up against him in. That's how angry I am right now.
This is a conversation that holds close to your heart. I can tell.
Yeah. Like I'm going to tell you right now, if Sony and I were having an open discussion about not having the white spider on Venom's chest, I would get a technical foul. I will tell you that without doubt. So with that being said, Casey here with us, Casey Filiault, a new addition to Nick DiPillo's LeMoyne women's basketball staff in this edition of the Dolphin Dive. Casey, it has been my pleasure. I know this is the first one, but this is one of many. And thank you for the laughs this morning, for the honesty, and for spending some time with us. Congratulations and welcome to the Finn family officially.
Thanks for having me, Dan. Really appreciate it and looking forward to seeing you and talking with you some more.